Relics Radio, your favorite weekly podcast dedicated to the metal detecting and treasure hunting community. Here are your hosts, Ken from Adventures in Dirt and Tony from 5280 Adventures.
And we are live. Okay. We need some kind of fanfare. Hey, everyone. Welcome to Relics Radio on a Wednesday night. Can you believe it? Wednesday night. Man, we haven't been on a Wednesday night forever. And this is our 7th season. We're always on Thursday night. So if you're just joining us and you've never heard of Relics Radio, it's a 7-year podcast dedicated to the treasure hunting, relic hunting, metal detecting community right here on YouTube and also over on Spreaker.com or anywhere you get your podcast, you can find Relics Radio. So what we do is we take this video and we do live here on the chat with the chat and our guests, and everything's great here on video on Tony's YouTube channel, 5280 Adventures. And then we take the audio from this and post it out as a podcast anywhere you can find podcasts. Right now, I want to bring in my co-host. That's right. You know this music. Mr. 5280 Adventures himself. Tony, how you doing, buddy?
Good morning.
How's it going?
What's this Wednesday thing? I'm
know.
so confused now.
I'm out of whack. My dog's out of whack. My wife's like, what are you doing? It's a Wednesday. You know, now what are we going to do about dinner? Everything's out of whack.
Well, tomorrow's supposed to be Friday, end of the week, but we're doing it on Wednesday now, so we still have 2 more days. Whatever. But it's a big show. I'm not going to lie. It's a big show. We've got some incredible friends to the podcast that we're going to have on tonight. So
people are showing up too, man. Look at the people
it's crazy.
In the chat group. It is crazy.
The chat's going crazy. There's no way. Normally we try and call out everybody that's in early and stuff like that. I'm looking at this. I have people in the chat. Let's see. I got to scroll all the way up here to the top.
I can't even scroll up far
at
enough.
5:12. They were in, so like almost an hour ago.
Who was the first? Who was the first one in here?
Yeah, we'll call that J. Paul.
J. Paul, and Metal Sharks.
512. There we go.
What's up, J Man? Good to see you guys. Man, all kinds of people showing. I'm just going to say hello, everybody. Welcome. If you've never joined us before, we do this every Thursday, even though we're doing it on a Wednesday night, right here on 5280 Adventures. Sometimes I post it over on my YouTube channel. Sometimes we post it out to different Facebook groups, Facebook pages, so you can find us there. And if you'd like to listen to 7 years of weekly podcasts with amazing guests, make sure you go over to Apple Podcasts, Podbean, Spreaker. You can get on all kinds of Spotify, wherever you can locate podcasts. You just type in Relics Radio and you're going to find 7 years of amazing shows. So, Tony, I do want to get to our guest tonight, but real quick, man.
Yeah.
How has the week been? We always kind of talk about how our week goes. And I kind of feel ridiculous doing that because you and I talk throughout the week. Probably more than we talk to our wives. We talk a lot, man.
Well, fortunate for me and unfortunate for you, I got out over the weekend and did some metal detecting. Went out with some friends, got up in the mountains, silver mining town.
Wow.
Did some poking around, found some silver, not personally, but one of the buddies found silver. Then we went to the bottle dump, did some bottle digging. I mean, it was a beautiful trip. I even messed around with this thing over here a little bit too.
Look at that.
I know,
what
right? Right. This is the triple score.
Show that
the
thing,
triple
man.
score, brand new, right out of the box.
Look at that. Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Look
So
at that.
it doesn't have a lot of miles on it, but
no.
It's that thing when you get a new machine, you're real hesitant. It's like, oh man, I got to relearn something. But we'll talk about it tonight for sure.
Right. Any announcements tonight? We're not doing anything on Facebook tonight, right?
Nothing on Facebook, all on YouTube.
All on YouTube. Great.
Yep.
So no matter what YouTube channel you're on, if you just throw a comment into the chat group, make sure you look and make sure you can find the chat group and be able to post a question there or a comment. That would be great. Later on, any more announcements about, I think we're doing some kind of giveaway tonight.
Yeah, we'll do a giveaway later on. You guys just need to be in the chat, be able to make a comment in the live chat. And once we get to that moment, we're going to we'll explain the whole deal.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got to be active in the chat to be eligible to win.
Yeah, and we talked about it. We're not going to keep you on too long, people waiting around, and enjoy the chat. There's always good conversations going on there. Teresa the Treasure Hunter, good to see you. Jonathan Dollar, good to see you. Susie Q, it's Susie Q. Jedediah Carroll, good to see you guys. And Bill Hayes, a lot of our, our constant viewers and listeners are in here. Thanks for showing up. Dave Crookshanks, welcome. But shoot, man, any other announcements before we get to our guests?
We got nothing.
You want to talk about?
I want to jump in, man.
Let's go.
I'll
let you introduce them.
Sweet. We're lucky. This is year 7, season 7 episode. I don't even know what it is. 20 something.
It is.
We've got representatives from Nokta Detection Technology. We have Delik Ganale. Everybody knows Delik.
Everyone knows Delik.
And Mark Domensky behind the scenes a little bit, but starting to come out a little bit more. It's good to see you there, Mark.
Wait a minute. It looks like you guys are in a car or something. Is that where are you guys at?
We weren't supposed to be in a car, but we were actually in Salt Lake City attending a trade show called the Outdoor Retailer. And we were supposed to stay there tonight and leave tomorrow morning. Well, actually like 4 a.m. tomorrow morning. But then I came up with this idea. He says, why don't we leave from tonight, go to Vegas, because we're supposed to drive all the way to Los Angeles. So it's like a more than 10-hour drive. So he goes, why don't we drive to Vegas tonight, stay there tonight in the middle, which is exactly the midway, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So we decided to leave. That's why we're in a car. So sorry for that,
And we get to go to Vegas.
Absolutely. You're going to have so much fun there. That is great.
A little bit different than staying in Salt Lake City for the night. That's for sure.
It's a little bit different of a vibe.
Yeah. Well, on the road's always difficult. If you guys happen to lose connection, just pop back on and we'll add you back up to the show. And I can tell you that people are pretty excited to talk to you. Both Tony and I watched the live stream, the big live announcement, Delik, that you guys did. And we were both like, man, that's awesome. Seeing you talk about all those topics.
So thank you so much for that.
No, thank you very much.
Thank you. You guys put on a great show. It makes it easy on our end.
And Tony received a package, and as you can see it right behind them there on the desk. What is that, Tony? Show that one more time.
Got the mint condition triple score. Check that out. Little bit of dirt on the bottom, but I was able to wearing it in and slowly learning. I have not used a Nokta product before, so it's all foreign to me, but easy, very easy to pick up.
And surrounded by legend users in our group, so
correct.
We're like, push that button. Okay, now go over there. Here's how you pair the
lots
headphones.
of support out there. Yeah,
but
test driving it.
Your perspective, though, I think that's a really good perspective of being a first-time Nokta user. And what did you think? How was it from opening it up, putting it together, and then turning it on? What were your thoughts?
Right away, you put it in your hand. This thing is super light. I love the carbon fiber shaft on the whole thing. Super, super light, very easy to swing. I put on the smaller coil to start out with, which is my favorite size coil, by the way, across the board for any detector. I think it's a phenomenal size. I was in an area. So, starting out, never touching a Nokta machine before. And I'm in a highly, highly infested iron area and just trying to learn it. There's a lot of information coming from it. And just really trying to learn what the machine's telling me. I'm anxious to get it back out again because it seems like it's very easy to ease into, and you got to put in time. There's no special recipe to it. You have to put in the time on it. But I'm very optimistic about what I've seen thus far, for sure.
Yeah,
that's great.
Yep. We'll have to send you some more reports back when he really is getting into it. I know that. Yeah, he was in a real tough location too. I've been up to that location where he's at, and it's really, really, really tough. Anytime you go to like a silver mining town from the Wild West here in Colorado,
Right.
it has got a lot of junk, a lot of iron everywhere,
Yeah,
and
but
tin.
we have a lot of like settings in that machine that I mean, once you read the manual thoroughly and get the hang of it, we have a lot of settings for you to deal with that. So I'm sure you'll do fine with it.
I think we just shared on Nokta's Facebook one of the iron settings that I think it was Southern Relic Adventures posted. Yeah, and just setting that alone, you could tell the difference if it is iron or not. Just those kind of features that even the competition doesn't have. That's what's going to set the triple score apart.
Yeah. We're excited to talk all about that tonight and a few other things too. I know that, and we won't keep you on long. We understand you're on the road, and we're going to respect that. So we usually do the show for an hour and a half.
We have a long way to go.
We've got nowhere to go. We're trapped in the car.
Oh, you're gonna have so much fun in Vegas and stuff. Have you both been? I'm sure there's been conventions in Vegas.
Yes, lots of SHOT shows and all sorts of conventions.
Right.
I think Delic was there not too long ago, right, for the SHOT Show?
Yep.
January. Yep.
January. Okay. There you go.
Yeah, and I'm coming back in November probably.
Yeah.
Either for the second Outdoor Retailer or DEMA show. Yeah. I don't know yet.
You guys do a lot of those shows, but what I wanted to ask you about is what do you think? Like Tony and I pay attention to the community a lot between our social media and between the show and all kinds of stuff. We're always looking for the next great guest to come on. Man, what do you think about the industry community? Like all the events going on, like it's just keeps coming and growing, right? Like you compare that even back to like 2019, there's tons more. You guys must be getting inundated with.
Unbelievable. Yeah. Unfortunately, we're finding ourselves in a position where there's either two events going on at the same time, or we just simply, we just can't be at everywhere at once as much as we want to. So a message out to all our great fans and Nokta fans and users is that we're trying to manage that and go to as much as we can. We just went to the Michigan hunt that Casey threw up, what is that? This last weekend, and it was fantastic. We had giveaways, of course, for the kids, and I think we had given away a triple score there. So we're trying our best, but I have never seen it in the 15 years I've been in the business. How many great events there are across.
Oh yeah, and you know what happens as a manufacturer? Of course, we get a lot of requests from the organizers.
I'll put you back down. I'll do that. So yeah, it looks like they're freezing out there. Let's bring them back up. Looks like they're unfrozen. We'll see. You guys froze for a little bit, and I don't know if you guys continue seeing us once you freeze. I'm trying to find out what that's like.
Yes. It's sad. Yeah, we can see you, but you can't see us, and we're lonely when that happens.
Right. Let's think of a hand signal we can give you if we see you freeze. I'll do this.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means, but we'll do that.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
So what were we saying?
We're trying to go to
all the different shows.
Yeah, the shows, all the different events and stuff. It's absolutely crazy, especially when you want to go to them all, and you're just a detectorist that wants to go to them all, and you're not retired yet. Oh, man.
I wish.
It drives me nuts because there's so many places I want to go. So many places. Well, hey, let's talk about. You guys want to? How do you guys want to do this? Like, I want to talk about all your single frequency machines and all your simultaneous multi-frequency machines, or do you guys just want to jump right into the triple play and start talking about that and maybe some of the PI and what did I say? Triple play, triple score.
Yeah.
And the new PI machine that you're talking about. And everyone's always interested in that. What do you guys want to get into? Like you recently, the whole Findex was part of your presentation. And it took me aback, and I was like, cool. And I was really paying attention to that.
It's breaking up a little bit. Can you hear us okay?
Yeah, right now we can hear
the
you.
Find
You're
X.
a little choppy. Yeah,
We
let's
would
talk
love to
about the
talk
Find
about
X.
the Find X.
We have to. Let's talk about that.
Okay. The Find X actually was, we decided to come out with that product after seeing that the market is being flooded by all these cheaply made detectors, guys. And to be honest with you, it's hurting our hobby. Because think about it. I mean, we ordered a bunch of them on Amazon ourselves just to check them out, the quality, the performance. And I'm very, sad to say this, but most of them are junk. I mean, literally. A couple of them broke in our hands during assembly. And then the ones that didn't break, we took them out to the field, and the performance was awful, awful. So imagine somebody who wants to go into this hobby and they buy one of these, cheaply made detectors, and they go out on the field and the detector is basically just beeping to everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, I mean, how is this person going to enjoy this hobby, as a newcomer and decide to stay in it? You know what I mean? So, so we decided to come out with a really, quality product at a very, very affordable price, at a very competitive price against these cheaply made detectors. So we can actually put a quality product, a good performing product in these newcomers' hands. That's the whole purpose behind the Find X. And I'll be very honest with you, it's not a product that we're really making much profit on, if any. But we have to, we have the responsibility as a manufacturer to protect the hobby and the industry. And that's why we put it out there. And I'm so glad we did, because if you look at all these products, and I don't want to really mention, a country name, where they're made, because I don't think it's right. But it's a fact that they're all made in, China. And even our competitor, who put out a very cheap product, it's not their product. They went to China, picked a Chinese product that already existed out there, with their own name, Chinese name, and they just picked it up, and probably they gave them some kind of software, whatever they did, and put their brand name on it, which kind of, I don't know. I mean, we were really shocked that they did that, as a big name in this industry. We, as Nokta, we said, no matter how much this costs us, we're never going to do that. We're never going to go out to Asia and source a product and put our brand name on it. So that's how, we released the Find X, to be able to get a very good product, good performing, good quality product in these newcomers' hands.
Yeah. So let's go ahead, Mark.
No, I was going to say it's kind of funny. I was at work today. I pulled up my browser, and it's a whole bunch of current events, current articles, and things like that. And it actually, there was an article that it said how to get into the metal detecting, or best metal detectors to get into the metal detecting hobby, or something like that. So I was like, well, I'm interested in that. So I clicked on that. Do you know every single one of them was mentioned in this article were those knockoff metal detectors on Amazon? Every single one of them. Not one name brand, good high quality starter detector. Not one of them was that. We all know the brands that I'm talking about. Every single one of those that they list in the article was those knockoffs. And it was really it was frustrating to me, because like you said, imagine being someone just getting into the hobby and you spend $150, $170 on a piece of junk, and now all of a sudden you want nothing to do with it, because they're not quality machines. And I like the approach that we took.
Yeah, and if you look at them, they all look the same. Like they all look very similar. With that big box, and then cheap plastic, they all they all use regular batteries, 9 volt batteries. I mean, come on, no new technology, no new look, not rechargeable. They're not waterproof. They say waterproof. The funny thing is, they're misleading people too. Like with big letters, waterproof. But when you click on those like ads, you see that it's only the coil that's waterproof. So I don't know. It's sad because I mean, metal detecting, the industry has reached, I think, a very good level in terms of price, performance, value, what you get for your money. And for people to be spending $150 and getting a non-rechargeable, non-waterproof, old-looking, like from the 70s, 80s type of look detector, it's sad. It's not. And that's what we're fighting against. Of course, it's too early. It's going to take a long time, but we will achieve it. We've achieved everything we, and I'm sure we will achieve this too.
Yeah, lots of marketing. Get out there, I'm sure. Because, what happens if somebody gets a hold of one of your detectors and has a good experience? They're going to tell their friend, dude, you need to get into metal detecting. I need somebody to go with me. Here, come out with me. Buy this, what's the Findex going for? Is about 100, 110,
149 retail for the Findex and 179 for the Findex Pro. And the Findex Pro is waterproof to 16 feet, has lithium batteries in it, so it's rechargeable. I mean, all these features that you find in the Simplex New Generation, you find it in the Score and the Legend. It's phenomenal. And people at the show, at the trade show we were at, it was turning heads. I'm not kidding. They're like, I've always wanted to do that. My grandpa took me out, and you talk to them. They're like, yeah, I had the needle at Radio Shack. They're like, well, let me show you. This number associates with a metal, and you can find, what is a zinc penny to a gold ring, and you can see their mind is just like, no way. And that's what makes this so special, that we're innovating, we're driving the price point where it needs to be, and on Amazon. The threat is that people are going to get these machines, and what Delic was talking about, they're physically breaking right when we buy it and take it out of the box. The cam locks are breaking. The two little black and red wires that connect to two 9-volt batteries, which talk about the expense of paying for 9 volts over and over again. This is what we're combating because we want to grow this hobby. We don't want to see people put those detectors in the closet and never detect again. That's what will hurt this hobby over time if that's the case.
Yeah, I
Great
agree
experience.
100%. Yeah, I agree 100%. And the reason why a lot of those sort of Chinese made cheap detectors, we'll call them, have exploded on Amazon because there's a market for it. They've seen the explosion of the popularity of the hobby and see a market opportunity and like, okay, great. Like, look at all this. And I think a lot of the companies even make multiple different brands to sell all the same thing on there as a way of capturing all that beginner. I mean, because the beginner into the hobby is such a attractive thing for sellers. And for social media guys to be able to suggest and give advice when people ask us, what should we get and stuff. And, we've always had good, especially since as Nokta has come on the scene, we've always had some good things to suggest. So having something like that, very, having all the advantages of the Findex, but also the price point that we say, you really want to just get into it and try it to see if you like it. If anything, check this out. But if you want to go up from there and start out, it depends on what you're like as a buyer, right? You want to go cheap? Okay, Findex Pro. You want to go a little higher? Maybe we're going to talk about the Simplex, Lite, BT, all that. And it just gives us so many options. One of the questions I had much later, and maybe we could talk it now, is how many detectors are too many detectors, right? So like when you sit around your marketing department and you're all talking about bringing out these detectors, you have all these detectors, right? You have 3 in the Simplex line, now 3 in the Score line. Like, what are your thoughts on that? Because I know I've heard that kind of in the community, like, man, there's just a lot to choose from. And tonight, before you answer tonight, I want to go through with the differences between these, because I think that's very important for people that listen in to the show to hear the differences.
Let me answer that. I mean, actually, yeah, I think like it is a bit too many. I'm gonna accept that because it gets confusing for the end users, and we don't realize that. Uh, like you said, we have three in the sequence line now, and now we have three in the score line. The legend actually is just package option, so it's actually one detector only. So that's actually easier. But I'll accept that it's a bit confusing for the end users. But we try our best to tell people what the differences are. Like for example, for the simplex and for the score line of detectors, up on our website we have a comparison chart where they can go and check out, and it's very clear what the differences are between them. So yeah, it is a bit too many, but sometimes what happens is, like you start with two and you say, okay, two is enough. But then again, listen, I mean, there is competition, there is the demand from different users. We cannot make everybody happy. People ask for different things, and then the competition releases different products. So there's a lot of factors that go into that. But I can say that now we may have too many, but with the newer models, you're gonna say, oh, you're gonna release more. And when I say newer models, like future models, I think we have a very good lineup on the lower end right now. We're gonna be focusing a lot more on the higher end in the future, and we'll see how. Yeah, we'll see how the score line, versus the simplex line does, and maybe next year or in the future we may eliminate some of the low selling SKUs. You know what I mean? Because they're all so new and they're all selling right now. But if one outsells the other one by big numbers, then we may eliminate one or two SKUs. But it's too early. We have to wait.
Sure.
Till next year to see the sales numbers on different versions.
Yeah. Great answer. I like the thought of always thinking ahead, even with what you have right now. But give us the down and dirty comparison of the simplex Lite, the BT, and the Ultra. What kind of are the differences between those three? They're all single frequency, but what kind of differentiates the three of those from each other so people can understand maybe where they want to enter in at?
Okay, okay. First of all, they're all waterproof. They're all fully waterproof up to 16 feet. Okay, and simplex Lite is your basic, starter machine, a single frequency machine. Okay, with a smaller coil. Okay, and with no Bluetooth, and with very, very basic settings. Basically, you have your, like sensitivity, you have your, maybe backlight, your volume, whatever, but you don't really have a lot of controls in the simplex Lite to adjust the detector to different, conditions or many different types of, like soil types or whatever. So it's your basic starter machine, fully waterproof, very easy to use. Okay. What else did I say? With the smaller coil. The BT, okay, has the Bluetooth, has a carbon fiber shaft on the bottom, and an aluminum one on the upper end, has the 11-inch size coil on it, Bluetooth enabled, waterproof, and has your main settings. So think of the simplex BT Bluetooth as the replacement of our simplex Plus. Okay, so it has the like the main settings for the detectors, which is good enough for for a beginner, but which is also good enough for somebody who doesn't really want to deal with a lot of settings. You know what I mean? So you have your very good depth, you have your good speed and all that, but let's say your experience, but you don't want to dial in your detector. You know, you don't want to deal with that. So that's a perfect machine. Now come to Ultra. Ultra now has all the settings you need. So it's really for a more experienced person.
99 tone mode and 4-tone mode and all these buttons that
Tone breaks, the tone options, many settings.
All the stuff we want.
Everything.
Yeah.
And I just looked at $349 for the Ultra.
What's that?
One more time, Dealek.
And it is a fully carbon fiber shaft.
That's nice. That's nice.
And I just looked it up. $349.
Yeah.
$349 for the price. For all of that for $349.
That's right. And that's where the price points come in. You were saying something about the Findex and coming in at $179 or $149. And, you know, that's the whole point, right? It's that stepping ladder of, holy cow, I caught the bug. What's next? Is it a Simplex Ultra because I live in benign soil? Where I live has benign soil and fresh water, and I want to find Civil War artifacts. You know, the Simplex Ultra as a step up from a Findex is the logical choice. Now, if I lived at the beach and, you know, I don't know what to get into, something that we haven't talked enough about, and we're glad we're on this show tonight, not only did we come out with a triple score, but the score and double score, their prices have changed. So before you had to consider, ooh, what do I get?
It's a promotion.
It's a promotional change, right? It's limited time, but that score now is $279 MAP.
Yeah.
Retail. Are you kidding me? You know
$279.
That's unbelievable.
A fully waterproof multi-frequency machine for $279.
Now you got to really, now you really got to decide what you need for where you're hunting, right?
Right.
And that's one of our questions down here. It's like, why would people want a single frequency machine over a simultaneous multi-frequency machine? Maybe you guys can talk about that. What are the pluses and minuses of each? Because if you're doing the Ultra, you're doing it for a reason now, because you could get the score at simultaneous multi-frequency for a great deal right now.
Let me tell you something. And I've been saying this for years now. You know, since this whole simultaneous multi-frequency thing started back in 2017, 18, okay, where, you know, our competitor released a machine. And remember, when they released that machine, I don't know if you remember this or not, but they had this slogan. They had this claim. And they said, oh, you know, it's going to obsolete all the single frequency machines out there, which never happened, you know, because we released the Simplex, which was a single frequency machine, a couple of years after that. And Simplex Plus, being a single frequency machine, became the #1 seller in many countries in terms of, you know, quantity. So let me tell you this. If you're not really beach hunting, okay, if you're not hunting in salt water or on the beach, you can do very well with a single frequency machine, period. You know, like, for example, the Simplex Ultra is a beast, guys, on the land.
Yeah.
It can compete with all the high-end machines out there. I'm telling you, including our, you know, legends.
Yeah.
Okay? So single frequency, there are so many cases where actually you're not going to be able to use your multi-frequency, simultaneous multi-frequency for many reasons. Okay? Sometimes you will have to, even if you have a simultaneous multi-frequency machine, if you also have single frequencies in that machine, you will see yourself switching to single frequency sometimes. So,
I've done it.
You've done it.
Absolutely. Yep.
So it all depends on your, you know, hunting conditions. That's why now combining single frequency and multi-frequency and putting it all in the same machine, so people have the versatility to switch from one to another.
Great answer.
Yeah, that is great.
That was great.
Yeah. Tony and I have both like pounded out sites before. Both of us do have multi-frequency machines. And then when we think it's clean, boy, we go single frequency as high as we can on our machines. Yep. And it opens it all up again with these really small, really small targets that we just didn't know were there before. And we have more hunting time there and some cool relic recovery. So yeah, that's a great point. And I've heard that about the Simplex Ultra, man. I've heard so many good things about the Simplex Ultra. You guys were gracious enough to sponsor our Rush to the Rockies event here in Colorado last year. And man, I'm telling you, people were trying the Ultra and really digging it. And the rep you had out was just singing its praises like crazy. And I swung it for a little bit and thought it was great. So I've heard a lot of good things about that Ultra.
And Ken, let me add,
Mark?
There's Chris Armstrong is on social media. Bird Dog is his handle or his avatar name, I guess you would call it. And Bird Dog uses a Simplex Plus and he uses a Simplex Ultra, and he has found some amazing Civil War relics. That's an example where single frequency continues to shine. Again, where it's going really deep on iron, whether it be musket balls or three ringers, a whole that musket that he found. Again, that's with a single frequency machine. So how can you claim that single frequency is dead or obsolete when there's certain conditions, like Delix said, certain soil conditions and targets that single frequency actually shines in? And so when you compare a score and say, oh, just because it's simultaneous frequency, it has to be better than Simplex Ultra. Well, no, it depends on where you're at, because that Simplex Ultra will go much deeper on certain targets than the score well. Now, in saltwater, as Delix also said, it's going to be a very stable experience, and that continues to go up the line with the double score and obviously the triple score, the more features we added. And that's what's so great moving into the triple score, because I think you probably noticed, Tony, that new relic mode that's on the triple score.
Tell us about that, Mark. The new relic mode. Go ahead and tell us about that, like how it's constructed, how it's configured.
I'll lead into it and let Delix go more into detail, but basically what Delix was saying, where we're trying to add more value into these SMF machines and give more options, where we don't want to make it too good comparing to the Legend. The Legend has the gold prospecting mode, and you'll notice on that fourth section, that fourth mode, hunting mode, that we swapped that out for the relic mode, because we're giving something a little bit different, obviously, to go deeper on relics. And you'll see it's a sword and a battle axe. I thought that was cool. I didn't know if you guys were playing Dungeons and Dragons over the engineers playing that, but it had bullets, and obviously the intended purpose is to go deeper on that, on relics. And going to what Delix also said is that, the Simplex, they shine in that environment, but just like we talked about going from a Find X to a Simplex, how do you go from a Simplex to a triple score, let's say, or to a Legend? That's why we're continuing to innovate and think of ideas, again, that the customers want, that they ask us for. And that's why we make this stuff, right? It's not like we're just throwing darts at a board. We're trying to listen to the customer and make products that they want.
Yeah, good talk. We're sitting here looking at the chat and trying to pull questions out for you. And a lot of them have to do with the PI machine. Why do people want to know about this PI machine? I know why. So we'll get to that for sure. I want to move on to the score line if we can. Same thing you just did with the Simplex line. I'd love you guys to do that with the score, and I don't care who wants to take it, but let's run through score, double score, and triple score. So everyone, if you're having trouble trying to figure out which one fits into your type of hunting and what you may need, or even what you may want to recommend to somebody that wants to get a new machine, listen up to this and we'll kind of go through those. What do you think, guys?
Okay.
The new score, and talk about the new deal, which I'm sure you will.
the new deal?
Yeah, you're talking. I know they're out. There's a new deal out there right now, limited time deal. Yeah,
Yeah.
on the score line.
So, you know, the score and double score, they were retailing for how much in the United States?
Oh, this is a good
I
quiz.
know the MSRPs. I don't remember
Come on,
the
Mark.
price. They were retailing for the MSRPs were $449
Yep,
and $499.
that's right.
Okay, for the score and double score.
Yeah.
Now, right now, the score is selling for $279, and the double score is selling for $369 in the
Yeah.
United States. And the newly released triple score is retailing for, please listen to this, $479. And the triple score has 3 multi-frequencies as well as many single frequencies from 4 kilohertz, 10 kilohertz, 50 kilohertz, 20 kilohertz. I think there's one
40.
more. No, 40 on the score. And all the settings you need, from your recovery speed to your, tone options, 1 tone, 2 tone, 3 tone, 4 tone, 6 tones, and pitch tone, and 60 tones, it has everything. It comes with 2 coils, okay?
That's
one with
amazing.
the 12-inch coil, and the other one 9.5 by 6-inch coil, which is that small coil that Tony has on his triple score, which is our most popular size coil. And it also comes with the Bluetooth headphones for $479.
It's incredible.
Simultaneous multi-frequency, fully submersible. So you know how our competitor, when they before they released their machine, they said, oh, simultaneous multi-frequency, waterproof. Is it impossible? No, it is possible. Yeah, hell yeah, it's possible because we have done it already.
Do it.
2023.
So, yeah, I mean, we released the score line in October, well, actually in September at Detectable, and then we started shipping in October or November of 2023. And they were affordable. Now they're just we're selling them at an incredible price right now.
They are an incredible price. I was looking at that online today. I was thinking, wow, people are they're gonna go. So the main difference between score, double score, triple score, and then I also want to hear. Say again.
Yeah.
And then I also want to
go over that.
Yeah. And then the difference between triple score and the legend. Also.
Oh, the difference between the triple score and the legend?
Yeah, you can go through each of them. Can you hear me okay? Yeah.
Let me talk about the score, double score, and triple score. It's very similar to what we did on the Simplex. So score is a turn on and do machine. You don't even have ground balance. Nothing. Like literally nothing. You have your sensitivity, you have your light, you have your volume setting, and there is absolutely nothing else. It's a simultaneous multi-frequency machine, and you just turn it on and go, okay? The double score now, just like the Simplex BT, has your basic settings. So it does, have a recovery speed setting, okay? I believe, I don't remember, 3 levels probably.
1 to 3.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3. And then you have your ground balancing, and you have some of the other basic settings. So it's really for somebody, again, just like the Simplex BD, either starting this hobby and who's going to detect on the beach as well as on land, but who wants a, easy to use machine, or for somebody who is more experienced, but they don't want to deal with a lot of things. Now, come to triple score. Triple score has all your, settings, that you need, all your tone options. And by the way, the triple score and double score, they both come with fully carbon fiber shafts. And the score, on the score, we have the lower shaft as carbon fiber, and the upper one aluminum. And the triple score, just like the Simplex Ultra, has everything you need. Now, come to Legend. Of course, Legend is our flagship product, and we offer a lot more. It's more tunable. It's more adjustable. You're gonna get depth advantage. You're gonna like, for example, I mean, there are certain things in it that we didn't put in the triple score because that's really the expert level. If you want to utilize, like, we have a Faro check option, which is really cool. And unfortunately, not many people understand the Faro check and how it works. But we have a mineralization meter where you can see the mineralization level of the soil, and so on. I mean, Legend does a lot to offer. And, we just gave an update on the Legend 2 and added now more features to it.
How much are we charging for that?
0.
Oh.
We charge 0 for our updates.
That's weird.
Oh, the upgrade. Good one.
Gotta be kidding me.
For it,
Nokta's always taking care of the end user. You guys always promote that. And absolutely. Let me ask you, well, actually, let me make an announcement real quick, okay? Because we are going to do a giveaway tonight. Nokta is definitely generous enough to offer us to do a giveaway tonight. And everyone in the chat, I want you to start doing something for me. I want you to start typing in #triple score into the chat group. We have a program that's going to search for those comments, and they're going to automatically select a random winner from those of you that put in the chat #triple score. So please do that. And it's only going to allow you to do that once. If you happen to do it more than once, the program we use actually deletes any duplicates. So please make sure you spell it correctly. Tony's put the banner on the screen, and just make sure you put it all together. I see somebody that's putting a space,
no space
between triple and score, no space. #. Score, all one word. And then at around 7 o'clock, we're going to pull the winner. Thanks everyone for showing up today and being a part of this show. So Delix, since you guys, and Mark, since you listen to the customers so much, is that some of the reason why you started doing more with the carbon fiber shaft and offering that in your detectors? Like, is that a result? Because I saw an explosion watching the community. Everyone wanted those. They were buying the third market.
I'll be very honest with you. With the Simplex line, when we released the Simplex, we did get complaints on the lower shaft, especially. Okay? So then, we started offering the carbon fiber shaft for the Simplex line as an optional item. And then when we were releasing the new generation Simplex line, we said, okay, at least on the higher end models, we couldn't do it on the Simplex line because you guys have to understand carbon fiber shafts are expensive. They are expensive. I mean, for a detector that you're selling for $249 retail, and don't forget, that's the retail price. We sell it to a distributor,
Yeah.
So,
that's the shaft.
What's that?
Yeah.
Half of that is the shaft.
Right. The cost,
Yeah, so shafts are a big cost factor for us. So we couldn't offer it, let's say, on the Simplex line, but we did offer it on the BT on the lower end, and we did offer it as on the Ultra for the whole detector, lower and higher shaft. Yes, we do listen to the customers, and if customers are complaining about something, we try not to repeat that mistake or whatever people are complaining about.
Or just make it better.
Yeah, we try to make it better.
If this is your baby, which Nokta is our baby, and someone's like, oh, the discontinued Simplex Plus we used to make a long time ago, in the sun, or if it's sat in the car, or when it's extended to its fullest, the very first generation, it would get a little wobbly, And when you hear that, you go, how do we make this better? How do we make it so that people don't ever say that again? And you feel good when they come back and like, I don't know how you did it, Nokta. That is such a proud feeling.
Yeah.
Or when you see new customers and they look at it and you say, how much do you think this is? And they come by and they throw out like $1,000. It happened over and over again at this convention, and you blow them away when you're like, no, it's $200, $300, $400. They don't understand. And that's a great feeling.
Yep.
I bet it is. You know, I've watched you guys since you came on the scene. I used to be a Nokta macro guy back when I had the macro pointer. Matter of fact, it's on my shelf, kind of right up over there. And for you guys to listen, you know, you're all about the customer, the end user and stuff. You've got to feel proud when you get that kind of feedback back, you know.
Yeah.
Anytime you put so much energy and passion into it, to see the result and see that pay off in sales and in loyalty and all kinds of stuff. I mean, our chat group tonight is filled with it, of people saying really nice things about Nokta. And you know,
you know what's the best part, guys? I know, like, dealers don't like this fact too much. I know the distributors don't like this fact too much, but it is really Nokta who pulled all the prices down in this industry and made this hobby affordable. It's Nokta. I can say this for 100%. When before Nokta came on the scene, single frequency detectors, single frequency detectors, no waterproof, no vibration, no flashlight, no rechargeable, just regular batteries, no updatable, none of these, you know, big boxes, heavy, whatever. They were selling for $1,500. Guys, 2014, before we came out with the macro racer, okay? Single frequency, high end, single frequency detectors. And when I say high end, they're not really higher end today, but back then they were high. $1,500. You know, come on. When we came out with the macro racer for $749, and then the cruiser, fully waterproof device for the same price range and whatever, and then came the Simplex at $299. A phenomenal machine, performing really well, fully waterproof, rechargeable, $299. We shocked the whole world. And that's
I thought you were off your rockers.
Yeah.
I thought you were off your rockers. I couldn't believe it. I said, whoa, I got to watch this. Like, how is this going to go? I thought you guys were absolutely insane.
Yeah. Agreed.
And then I tried it and I was like,
right.
ooh, this is going to change.
Look at the market.
Look at the market today. I mean, you know, one of our competitors made a big launch yesterday, right? If it so if it wasn't for Nokta, okay, who started this? Do you think they would have released those detectors at those prices? No. You know, they are positioned exactly at where our, let's say, score is today, although they're offering less, you know. But this is the reality. Now competition is following us.
Yeah, and competition is good.
Exactly. Our other competitor announced their machines 2 hours before we announced ours. Look at the pricing. Look what's happening. It's all Nokta, and we're proud because you know what? This benefits the end user, guys. At the end, that's how we grow this hobby. Not everybody has $1,500 to spend on this hobby.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, and competition is good. Like, you like that competition. You're right. There's a lot of gear coming out right now, and you know, we're aware of it. You guys are aware of it, and I think ultimately that's going to be good for the market, for that competition to happen.
Yeah.
Real quick, everyone. Just another reminder: we've got about 4 minutes left before we're going to do the giveaway. If you haven't already done it, make sure you type #triple_, all one word, into the chat group. If you haven't done it already, it'll eliminate duplicates. So don't think you're going to edge the competition by putting it in more than once. But I did, if you're just happening to join us, we're going to pull the winner in about 4 minutes. So #triple_, all one word, into the chat group. I see a lot of you doing it. Tony, how many entrants are we up to right now?
We're up to 96 entries so far.
Congratulations.
So I want to
guys.
get to, I want to see 100. So make sure you guys are entered.
Hashtag triple score, all one word.
Yep.
So what do you think about that, Mark and Delic? Competition good?
Absolutely.
Our owner says quite often that competition is healthy. It drives innovation. If you look at televisions back in the early 2000s, they were all big box TVs, and all of a sudden these small flat screens come out. And now look at the pricing. The pricing is driven down, and you get quality for high technology and quality for better pricing. So this is going to push us manufacturers to think outside the box and come out with new ideas that make new treasure that was inaccessible before, easier to find, and you'll know what you're digging and make it easier for the end user. So absolutely, competition is good.
Yeah. We do get a lot of questions about a new PI machine. There's a lot of people that live in very heavily mineralized soil. They go after all kinds of things, gold nuggets. They go after deep targets from Civil War camps and stuff. I've used some of the PI machines out there. Some of the, like Delic said, real expensive PI machines. It was a new type of detecting. I really, enjoyed it because I had to learn this new machine. I didn't like the weight. So, but it was kind of cool because I was using this new machine that I thought was so high in advance, but I eventually started getting it a little bit. On your live stream, Delic, you said changing the standards, just like you did with VLF. You're going to do the same with the pulse induction detectors for gold and relic hunters. You will redefine affordability and performance to break free from the overpriced alternates. You see how I have that written down?
Verbatim.
So what can you tell us about the PI machine to give our audience some info? When is it coming out? When can I buy one?
I cannot give enough details.
Give us
I actually saw a working set myself for the first time. Yes, I did. Couple of weeks before I came here. So it looks great. It's on the, of course, but first of all, it's not really heavy like some of the models out there, but it's not, of course, super light like a Scora Simplex either. It's just really very hard to make it that light. But it's on the lighter side. It's fully waterproof, okay, like all our other machines. I don't know the rating. I don't know for how many meters, but I assume probably not less than 10 feet. But don't take my word for this. I know it's going to be fully waterproof, but I don't know the rating right now because it hasn't been fully tested yet. We're planning to have 2 different versions of it. So we're planning not to put out a gold machine and ask the relic hunters to use that. We're planning to, configure the machine differently for the relic hunters. Because talking to a lot of relic hunters who are using the gold machines out there on these relic sites, they're not really happy with a lot of things. Okay? Because those machines are really geared towards small nuggets or, gold nuggets. And they're lacking some of the, the iron recognition or discrimination capabilities that they need for relic hunting. So we're first going to release the gold machine. I don't know if we're going to be able to be honest with you, release the gold and relic versions at the same time. Hopefully we can. But if we cannot, the gold machine will come out first, followed by the relic version. Now, lately, though, we're getting a lot of requests from beach hunters saying, "Oh, don't make it a relic machine only. Make it a relic and a beach machine." So that's something we're looking into right now as well.
I was going to ask you if you're going to come out with a 3-level model like you're doing with some of your other detectors in the Score and the Simplex models. Any idea about that?
No.
No, or you can't talk about it.
No. we're not going to have too many different models, but we may have like a, how can I say this? We may release a very easy to use machine with very little settings, and we may do that especially for the African market, guys. Not to create like different SKUs, but you need to understand Africa is a whole different market. It's really big on gold prospecting, of course, and those guys there don't want to deal with all these settings. So they want a very easy to use machine, like a turn on and go machine. So we may have like 2 different versions of the machine. One with very little settings and set to an optimal, configuration, ready to go for the African market, and another very tunable one. But this is not all decided yet, so I don't really want to talk too much about it.
Right. You're going to get a lot of requests for different coil sizes. Sure, you guys are probably already thinking about accessories and different.
Well, we're already working on, I believe, a 14-inch. 14-inch. I don't remember the other ones. I think 3 different sizes we have.
28 inch.
Was that
28 inch?
No. I believe somewhere around 18 to 20 inches big coil, and then 14-inch and maybe a smaller one.
Nice.
Is the Australian market similar to Africa? I know they do a lot of gold hunting there in Australia.
Yes.
Would definitely like to go test out your machine there.
Amen.
Maybe you can send it to me and then pay for me to go to Australia. That'd be awesome.
It's definitely going to be tested in Australia, because Australia has got one of the most mineralized lands, gold fields. Okay. So everybody knows that if a machine works in those like tough gold fields of Australia, they'll work anywhere. But actually, the plan is the plan is to get it tested, the final testing stage in Australia, US, California, Arizona, whatever, and as well as Africa. So 3 different places in the world.
Sounds good to me. Looking forward to it, as I know a lot of people are out there.
It's a hot topic
in the customer realm. Hey, let's give away a triple play. I think it's about time. I think people have had enough time. You guys okay if we go switch to that? Sweet.
Sure, absolutely.
Delek, thank you again for offering that out. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, Tony, do your magic. Tony's got a magic picker here. It's going to go completely random. Anytime you're ready, Tony.
Yeah, I just want to mention real quick, there was a lot of comments and we weren't able to put them up on the screen, but how gracious people were for you guys coming on tonight and then giving this away as well is absolutely amazing. So we're up to 109 entries. I'm so happy. That's crazy. We're going to hit draw. It's going to cycle through, and everybody that entered, you're going to have 1 shot at this. So when the winner comes up, make sure to email DK at adventuresindirt.com. And we'll get with Delek and Mark and get that sent over to you. So,
good luck, guys ready? Everybody. Yeah, good luck. I wish we had drum roll sound effects.
I know. I don't have any music or anything.
Here we go.
But let's go. 110 entries. Here we go.
Good luck, everyone.
Good luck.
Good luck. Vegas.
Almost there. DK1 Detect. DK1 Detect. And I promise that's not me. I promise that's not me. DK1 Detect. Wow. Congratulations. Congratulations.
DK1.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Are you DK2?
I don't know.
Yeah, he's the second one.
I'm a DK2, I guess. No.
He's got 327 channels with all different numbers on them.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Gamified it.
I did. Congratulations, DK1. I don't know your real name. Go ahead, Delek. What's that?
yeah, congratulations. I don't know what the real name is, but get ready to score like a pro.
There you go.
Ooh,
I like
good
that.
one.
Let's see what you did there.
Good
I
one.
like that.
Yeah, that was good. That was good.
Yeah, DK1, you scored tonight on the Relics Radio. Perfect.
That's right.
Yeah, email me, dk@adventuresindirt.com. I promise that's not me that won it. And or get a hold of Tony if you happen to be viewers of our YouTube channel or Facebook groups, or even on the Relics Radio Facebook group. You just get a hold of us. There's always a way. Even reach out to other people. And DK1 said thank you. He just posted in the chat. So be sure to send me an email with your information. That would be great. And we'll get it off to you. Excellent. From
That's
compliments of Nokta Detection Technologies. Perfect. I say Nokta all the time. It is actually Nokta, isn't it?
Nokta.
Nokta.
We talk about it all the time.
Nokta.
Yeah, Nokta. Yeah. I'm just lazy with it, I guess. Nokta. Okay. Well, excellent. Hey, everyone. Thanks for showing up tonight. Tony, I know we said we weren't going to keep them on too long tonight. We've answered a lot of questions. The stuff we had written down, we've got a lot more questions. I'm sure we could go into it.
I know. I'm looking at them right now.
Tony and I share Google's doc sheet that we post questions from the audience, questions we want to ask you. And so we're looking at that constantly to, do we have any more questions from them?
Yep.
Let me see.
I was just going to write that in the chat.
Yeah.
If anybody has any more questions, write them in the chat there.
Diggin' Buddy, he's been our escort over to England a couple times.
Yeah.
Diggin' Buddy said, y'all ever consider a trade-in program to trade in for an upgrade? So like I give you a Simplex Plus and you give me a Ultra, something like
what
that.
What about another competitor machine for a Nokta machine?
Ooh. I'm sure that would work too. Ooh, you guys
that's
back to the corporate office and talk about.
Listen, guys. I mean, it's not that we don't want to do it or we wouldn't want to do it. It's so hard to manage that through dealers and distributors all around the world. You know what I mean? It's really the management side of it.
Yeah.
Sure.
So that's the only reason. I mean, if we were selling directly to all these end users, I mean, still that would be very hard to manage with the shipping back and forth. I mean, it's really not that easy.
Yeah, I wouldn't think it was, but interesting idea,
Yeah.
Great. So anything else, Tony? I didn't see any other questions. We kind of caught them all as they coming up out there. Anything more you guys want to say? You want to put them up front and center, Tony, and we'll let them kind of say their last little goodbye piece and then see how it goes. There you go. Anything more you guys want to say before you head off to Las Vegas?
Las Vegas.
Well, first of all, thank you guys for having us on your show. It's always a pleasure to be on your show. Thank you to all the listeners, viewers, whatever. Nokta Detectors, love you guys. Please don't forget this. We really value our end users. I always say this, but I'm going to say it over and over again. We owe where we are to our valued end users. We try our best for you guys, but we're not perfect. We know that we make mistakes too. But we learn from our mistakes, and we always try to, better ourselves, do better, and admit our mistakes. And we love you. We just love this hobby. We have a big passion for this hobby. We have a big passion for our company and for our products. And I'm sure we show that very sincerely. And thank you so much for all the support. Nokta Detectors love you.
That was great. Mark, how about you?
I just want to say thank you, Ken and Tony, and for questions. I know that we're in a car and we only have so much time. If anyone has any additional questions, they could send it to you, and then we can get in touch via email. And I want to make sure everyone's questions are answered, and that's very important. As much as customer service is very important, we have to listen. And that's my time here. I am amazed by like whether it be Delic or her team underneath her team, how much goes into listening to the end user. And it's every email. We were just talking about this at the show. Every single email that comes in through the site or on social channels, that's the key, is listening and then trying our best to implement changes off of that. So I wanted to extend that to this show and to the winner as well. Any questions on the triple score? It's so new. We're just updating the website and the manuals. That's done now. Congratulations. We're so excited for you. And, thank you again for having us on the show. This is amazing. And we have such an amazing view. We're looking at Utah. Yeah, here. This first time on a metal detecting podcast. I don't know. Can you see it?
Look at that.
Oh, yeah. Look at the mountains.
Yeah.
That's our view right now. Yeah. So thank you. Thank you for hosting us. And we're having a great time being on here. And as Delic said, we really appreciate you.
Well, two things. Delic, you're not crazy. You're smart. You guys have come out and rocked the industry. It's really great. Mark, you're a great addition to their team over there. And I want to thank you both for coming on. Normally we say, hold on and we'll say our goodbyes off the air. You guys don't need to do that. You guys can just head on out into the sunset. Have a great time in Las Vegas. I hope it goes really well for you. And also in Los Angeles, your final destination. But thank you guys both for taking the time.
My final destination is another 13-hour flight.
Well, Delic, how is this though? Like normally when you come on our show, it's 3 o'clock in the morning in Turkey, and you are just a trooper for doing that. This has to feel better to you.
It does. This is great. And this is the first time I'm doing a podcast while I'm in a car too. So this is a very special one for me.
And the first time not in pajamas.
Oh yeah, the first time not in
pajamas. Right.
Yes. You played up pretty good there, Delic.
Yeah, we're breaking all kinds of boundaries on this podcast.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Take care.
All right.
Bye.
See you.
Be safe, guys. Talk to you later.
Take care, guys. Be safe.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Amazing. That
was
awesome.
Awesome.
That was
Holy
a first.
cow. I know. First
in the car.
mobile live stream. Yeah.
The only way you could get better than that is if you and I were both in a car somewhere.
That would have been epic.
To host the show with a guest that's also in the car. That could happen someday. That could happen someday.
You know what though? I will say we will more than likely be doing a show not only on the road but maybe from a trailer. That's a definite maybe on that one. We're getting
goodness.
I'm all ready for that. I've got the trailer all ready to go.
Yeah, we're taking a trip. We're going on a little adventure, right? And that's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I don't know if we're going to get to go live maybe for Relics Radio there, but we'll definitely be going live on social media for our individual channels and things like that.
Maybe we should say that here tonight. We're probably not going to do a Relics Radio next week. Right. We'll probably be on the road and stuff, but we'll definitely live stream on our Facebook pages. So stay tuned for that. Maybe over on Relics Radio Facebook group, our personal pages, over on Tony's 5280 Adventures Facebook page, over at My Adventures in Dirt Facebook page. So it'll be fun, man. You'll kind of see our excitement build as we get towards our final destination.
Yeah.
It's always fun going on a metal detecting trip. So wish us a lot of luck. We're looking forward to it. Look forward to more posts about that. Congratulations, everybody, for showing up tonight and getting the opportunity to win the new triple score. And congratulations to DK1 Detects. Perfect. Yeah. Excellent that you won. Just get a hold of me and we'll go from there. Yep. Anything else, man? Go ahead, Tony. Say what's going on with you. I know you've been posting a lot lately.
Yeah, check out social media, YouTube, Facebook, doing some new videos on the triple score. Make sure you guys check those out. I just got a message while we were on the show and something about the memes I've been posting as well. So if you guys are into a little bit of humor and just kind of have fun in the community, check me out on social media. I'll be over there. And love all the support, guys. Yeah,
some of your memes have been really funny. They've been great. The one you posted about, which one was it? Which one was your favorite? That one, I thought it was great too.
I've had some really good ones here lately. Yeah,
it's sort of the look you give your wife or something, or the wife gives you or something when you say you're going on another detecting trip.
Right.
Or something.
Right. Yeah. Oh yeah. All right, man.
Hey, yeah. Best of luck to everyone out there. Great show. If you want to find me, Adventures in Dirt everywhere, just come take a look. A weekly show featuring you and all the finds from around the world on the Weekly Dirt. It's kind of a news program. I show you what other people are finding out there, and hope to have a new show on this weekend for you on the Weekly Dirt on Adventures in Dirt YouTube channel and elsewhere on social media. So good night, everyone, and appreciate you coming to join us on this epic night on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Let's go, bud. Good.
Thank you so much for listening to Relics Radio. We will see you back here next week for another exciting guest. Until then, get out and dig it all.